The battlefield was eerily silent, broken only by the whistling of wind over shattered ruins. A battalion of enemy soldiers moved forward, confident in their training and numbers, expecting the usual chaos of combat to follow familiar rules. But hidden high atop a ridge, camouflaged by rubble and foliage, lay a lone sniper, a shadow in the morning light, patient, calculating, and deadly. One man, one rifle, one chance to change the course of battle. Then the first shot rang out. A soldier fell, and confusion rippled through the ranks. Fear spread faster than bullets as the battlefield transformed from predictable conflict into a deadly game of shadows. And in that instant, a single figure became the embodiment of lethal precision. Unseen, yet unforgettable. It was early morning, the sky a heavy gray, casting a dim shadow over a battlefield scarred by previous conflicts. The enemy battalion moved in precise formations, disciplined, confident, and unaware that danger awaited from a single hidden figure. The terrain was treacherous, broken buildings, muddy craters, barbed wire twisting through the earth, and debris strewn across every possible path. Every step they took was a gamble, every glance potentially fatal. Meanwhile, the sniper lay motionless, calculating every angle, every trajectory, every chance to strike. He had observed their patterns, their formations, and knew that a single, well-placed shot could unravel an entire battalion. The battlefield was alive with unseen threats, but the soldiers marching forward did not yet realize that they were walking into a trap set by one man's unmatched skill. This was no ordinary soldier. Years of rigorous training, nerves of steel, and an unmatched eye for detail had transformed him into a ghost on the battlefield. Armed with a high-precision rifle and top-quality optics, he could eliminate targets hundreds of meters away with deadly accuracy. Every breath was controlled, every heartbeat measured, every movement deliberate. He was patient, silent, invisible, and lethal. His goal was simple: halt the enemy, advance, and protect the soldiers below. Yet achieving it required mastery over both weapon and terrain. Each second, he waited increased tension and anticipation, knowing that when the first shot hit, it would change everything. This was a man who could dictate the flow of battle from the shadows, unseen and unstoppable. The enemy expected chaos, artillery, machine guns, or ambushes from multiple positions. But what they did not expect was a single rifleman to dominate the battlefield. From his hidden perch, the sniper could strike at any point along the ridge, and each well-aimed shot created fear, hesitation, and disorder. Trained soldiers froze, unsure of where the next deadly round would come from. Trenches and cover offered little defense. Formations became vulnerable. The enemy's advance, once methodical and confident, now wavered with every passing second. The sniper was a silent predator, his presence invisible, yet his influence immediate. He forced the battalion to confront a terrifying reality. One man, one weapon, and a mind as precise as any machine. Then the first shot found its mark. A soldier crumpled into the mud. Confusion rippled instantly through the ranks, fear spreading faster than the sound of the rifle. Another shot hit moments later, and the first wave of advance faltered. Commanders shouted orders, but their voices were drowned out by panic and the inevitability of unseen precision. Every fallen man created hesitation. Every misstep multiplied fear. The sniper's methodical accuracy turned numbers and discipline into chaos. Lines that had seemed invincible moments ago now scattered in disarray. With each shot, the battlefield shifted. Control had passed entirely to the unseen master, whose patience and skill had become their greatest nightmare. Fear is sometimes more lethal than bullets. Soldiers who had faced countless battles now trembled at every crack of the rifle. Hesitation replaced discipline. Panic spread like wildfire. Men glanced at each other, realizing their training offered no shield against this invisible adversary. Every heartbeat felt like a countdown. Every movement could be fatal. The battlefield had become a psychological battlefield first, a test of nerve and composure. The sniper's control over the enemy's mind was absolute, proving that courage alone could not counter precision and patience combined. In these moments, The human spirit was tested to its limits. With every precise shot, the sniper gained a tactical advantage no battalion could counter. He chose his targets carefully, officers first, then key soldiers, creating gaps and chaos in their ranks. Small groups tried to advance, only to find themselves exposed to an unseen predator. Every movement the enemy made played right into his hands. The battlefield, once dominated by numbers and brute force, had become a chessboard where one man dictated the game. From his vantage point, he observed, calculated, and executed, turning terrain, weather, and timing into deadly allies. In that silent war of wits, he controlled the enemy's fate without them ever knowing where the next shot would come from. Years later, survivors would recount the legend of the lone sniper. One wrote, "We thought the battlefield was ours, until a single shot froze us in place. We couldn't see him, yet we knew he was everywhere." Letters, diaries, and oral accounts all describe the same phenomenon. One soldier, invisible, unstoppable, whose patience and skill shattered an entire battalion's advance. Each story added layers to the legend, emphasizing not just his marksmanship, but the mental domination he imposed. This was more than a hero. It was a masterclass in patience, strategy, and precision under the most extreme pressure. Realizing brute force would fail, the battalion tried to adapt. Scouts spread out, smoke screens were deployed, and flanking maneuvers attempted. But the sniper anticipated every move, shifting positions subtly while remaining undetected. Trenches, cover, and numbers offered little protection. Each attempt to neutralize him only highlighted his mastery of terrain and timing. Fear dictated strategy, slowing every advance. Even when soldiers tried new approaches, the psychological grip of the unseen marksman undermined coordination and morale. In essence, the sniper forced the enemy to fight differently, and every change played into his hands. When the battle finally ended, silence returned to the ridge. The battalion's advance had been completely halted. Survivors trudged through mud and debris, shaken, exhausted, and disoriented. The lone sniper had changed the course of an entire engagement with precision and patience alone. The battlefield bore witness: broken formations, scattered equipment, and the lingering fear of an unseen adversary. He had demonstrated that a single soldier, armed with skill and determination, could reshape the outcome of a battle. His actions would be studied, remembered, and told as a story of courage, patience, and deadly efficiency for generations to come. The legend of the lone sniper endured beyond the battlefield. Military strategists studied his tactics, understanding how patience, observation, and precision could outweigh numbers and brute force. Modern sharpshooters drew inspiration from his story, refining techniques for hidden positions, patience, and target prioritization. His actions reshaped training, strategy, and approaches to close-range and long-range engagements. One man had altered not just the outcome of a battle, but the very way soldiers were trained for war. He became a symbol, a reminder that skill, patience, and understanding of terrain can change history, and that a single hero can leave an indelible mark on the course of war. One man, one rifle, one unforgettable battle. The lone sniper stopped an entire battalion, proving that courage, skill, and patience can alter the tide of history. His story is a testament to the power of focus, strategy, and determination, a lesson that echoes far beyond the battlefield. If you want to uncover more epic moments where a single hero changed history, subscribe and join us, because sometimes the smallest force can leave the deepest mark, and the greatest legends are forged in the quietest moments.